Is anybody else wondering and interested in the headlines and the FDA warnings on one of the most beloved cosmetic injections, even issuing some state medical boards to issue warnings to providers regarding this situation? And so this leads us to the question as to why and how this is happening. And it's starting with the proliferation of online pharmacies. And this is a relatively new industry for all of us, with the DEA even issuing warnings that up to 85% of online pharmacies are not real. And granted, a lot of these do have to do with the narcotics and the fentanyl market, but that's not to say that that doesn't apply to every popular medication that is available. This means that both patients and providers need to be better educated on the laws and better educated on this relatively new industry of online pharmacies. So first, while there are numerous neurotoxins on the market, we're going to cover the one that makes up 70 to 75% of the market, and this one is made in Westport, Ireland by Allergan. And Allergan directly distributes this product in the US, and it does allow some other major distributors to distribute this product, but mostly you will get this product straight from Allergan, the company. So the question of why is easy, and that's money. Listen, Botox is expensive for both providers and patients. And a lot of providers just aren't familiar with the laws and regulations associated with online pharmacies. So we're going to take a look and see just how easy it is to get Botox that's not legal to purchase in this country. But first, let's take a look at these laws and regulations issued by the FDA. Starting with the FDA warning. If you purchase drugs from illegal sources, even if these drugs are genuine, you are breaking the law and are subject to criminal investigation. And this is obviously for providers. Even if the medicine is genuine, it has to be purchased from a legitimate, legal, licensed source in the US. And specifically, it states to beware of wholesale distributors. They must be licensed and verified in the state that the provider is buying the medication in. And this problem of unauthorized or illegitimate sources has become such a problem for Allergan that you can get right to their website and see what legitimate product looks like. This is the only product box that Allergan has said is FDA approved and federally licensed in the US. The box has a hologram, a US license number, a track and trace, and a tamper-evident seal. Also, the FDA has recommendations on what to look for with non-licensed and counterfeit products, and these are very important. So the outer carton contains a certain lot number, that this lot number is known to be a counterfeit product. The carton says the product is botulism type A toxin, where the licensed product to use in the United States will say on a botulism toxin A. If the product is in 150 units, this is not a dose that is used for the US. In the US, it comes in 50, 100, and 200 unit vials. And very important, if the outer carton is not in English, it is not licensed to use in the United States. So, with this in mind, let's see just how easy it is to order these medications. We are going to search for Botox distributors. Keep in mind, the providers aren't necessarily seeking out and Googling where to get Botox from. A lot of times providers are targeted through direct emails, even through mail with flyers stating that you can get Botox at wholesale prices, it's legitimate product, and this prompts them to look further into it. So from our search, we can see a lot of options, and I actually clicked on some of these earlier, and some of them that say they offer these neurotoxins are not even offering the neurotoxins. But let's take a look at this particular company, and I'm not saying that this company is not legitimate. First, let's look at the website. It looks great. It only sells genuine products. It only sells to licensed providers. You have to provide a copy of your license to the company. It has Trustpilot at the bottom. Everything looks great. And this might be a completely legitimate company selling completely legitimate product. But let's take a closer look. As you can see, we can already see one of the qualifications from Allergan's genuine product on most of these pictures is not going to be a legitimate source or legal to use in the United States. So from the prices, they look great. These prices are 30 to 50% lower than the same quantity from the authorized sources, and the site looks great. But looking closer, now you can see that this is not the actual pharmacy. It's a third-party site that connects products to providers. So you don't know where the product is actually coming from. And it states specifically that it's the buyer's responsibility to make sure that you know if it's legal or not to order this product. So providers have the responsibility to know that you have to get the product from a legitimate, authorized, licensed company in the United States. And again, these products may be completely genuine, but since there's no way for us to know and it's not authorized in the United States, it is still technically illegal to buy it. And again, you can go to a website just like this and the products not be genuine, and that's where the real harm comes in. Not only do providers have a responsibility, patients also have a big responsibility in this. So for patients, you need to make sure that your provider is licensed in the state where you are actually getting the injections. And if you find yourself in a situation like this, you might want to reconsider the whole situation and find somebody else. Also important for patients, if the price seems too good to be true, in this case, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's too good to be true. So not so much with this particular product, but with some of the other ones. Again, this one makes up 70 to 75% of the market. So a lot of the other companies are trying to catch up. So what will happen, even though this company does it some too, is a lot of the other companies will give out a lot of patient samples to the providers, and that way they can offer the product at a lower cost so you can try their product. And so make sure your provider is licensed, but if the price seems too good, it still can be a genuine product. Bottom line is the med spa industry and online pharmacy industry has expanded exponentially, and both patients and providers need to be aware of the laws and the risks that can be involved.